Hello, thank you for joining me once again on Obasic Universal Statistics. On today's video tutorial, we shall be looking at Engle and Granger approach to cointegration test using EViews. Okay, it is important for you to know that Engle and Granger cointegration test is a residual-based test. It is simply a unit root test applied to the residual obtained from the static ordinary least square equation. Okay, and before you perform an Engle and Granger cointegration test, ensure you've conducted a unit root test on each of your variables. And each of the variables must be found to be stationary at first difference. Okay, meaning that each of the variables must be integrated at order 1. They must be found to be stationary at first difference. That means all your variables must be stationary at first difference when you perform a unit root test on them. And also ensure that the model you are using is a single equation technique. Okay, ensure that the model you are using is a single equation model. Now, for us to perform Engle and Granger cointegration test on these particular variables here, it's important for us to know that our variables here are exchange rate, which is EXR, money supply, which is MS, PSC, which is private sector credit. Our EXR here and PSC are the two independent variables, while the MS, which is the money supply, is our dependent variable in this particular EViews here. Okay, our data range is from 1981 to 2017, giving us 37 observations. Okay, now for us to do that, perform this test, basically simply click estimate equation. Your dependent variable comes first. So our dependent variable here is MS, which is the money supply, space C, which is a constant, then space EXR, which is our first independent variable, then space PSC, which is our second independent variable, which is private sector credit. Okay, we're going to regress the money supply on its constant and on the two independent variables as we have here. Ensure that the method you're using is least square method. Okay, simply click OK. Now, once you click OK, your static regression result appears. From this static regression result, simply click proc. Okay, then click make residual series. Then edit this particular resid O1 here and type ET, which is error term. We want to generate the error term from this regression result. Simply click OK. Okay, once you click OK, you discover that a new variable has been added to the variables you have. This variable here is the ET, which is a residual generated from the static ordinary least square regression that we performed here. Okay, this is the residual. Okay, generated from the static ordinary least square regression that we performed here. You can as well close this. Okay, yes, close. From this particular ET, we shall be running a unit root test on it. We'll conduct a unit root test on it to find out if it is stationary at levels. Okay. Now, but before we do that, simply regress this ET on its constant and trend to check if both the constant and trend are statistically significant. If they are, we return it when performing unit root test. However, if they are not, we restrict them. So for us to do that, simply click go back to estimate equation again, then regress this residual, which is the ET, on constant as well as trend. You type at trend, that's this @ sign from your keyboard, then type in trend. Okay, method should be least square, then you click OK. And once you click OK, your result appears here. From this result here, look at the constant. The probability value here, as you can see, is greater than 0.05, which simply means that the constant is not statistically significant. And also, if you look at the trend here, the probability value here is greater than 0.05 also, which means our trend here is also not statistically significant. So basically, the constant and the trend are not statistically significant. Both the constant and trend are not statistically significant, meaning when performing unit root test on this residual, I'll simply restrict the constant and trend. So you can as well close this, delete, say yes. Now, for us performing unit root test on this residual, I'll simply double click this, which is the error term that we saved. Okay, then click view, then go to unit root test. Okay, ensure that the test type is ADF, which is augmented diffuller, and also ensure that it's on level. As you can see here, ensure that it's on level. Now, because the constant and trend, okay, which is trend and intercept, were not statistically significant when I regress ET on this constant and trend, I'll simply restrict them by simply selecting none, because both of them were found not to be statistically significant. Okay, when I regress the error term, which is the residual here on its constant and trend, they were both found not to be statistically significant. So I'll restrict the trend and intercept. The intercept here, also known as the constant, they are both found not to be statistically significant, so I'll restrict them by selecting none. Then you click OK. Now, as you click OK, your result appears here. On this particular result here, you simply look at the probability value of the augmented diffuller test. As you can see, the probability value here is less than 0.05, which simply means that our error time here is statistically significant at levels. What it simply means that our error time here is stationary at levels. And also, if you look at the ADF test statistic value here, in absolute term, you discover that it is greater than at least 5% level of significance if you are using 5% level of significance to compare. All right, as you can see here, the value here in absolute term is greater than even the 1%, 5%, and 10%. Okay, but at least using 5% level of significance, it is greater than 5% level here, as you can see. What it simply means here is that our error term, which is the residual generated from the static OLS here, is stationary at levels. Okay, it means that it is integrated at order 0. And again, if you look at the probability value here, is less than at least 0.05, which shows that our residual is integrated at order 0 when we perform a unit 2 test on it, meaning that it is stationary at levels. Okay, because the residual here is stationary at levels, it simply means there is a long-run equilibrium relationship between the dependent and independent variable. It simply means that our result has passed the cointegration test. Okay, there is a long-run relationship between the dependent and independent variable, and the reason being that the residual generated from the static OLS is stationary at levels. So basically, this is how to perform a Engle and Granger cointegration test using EViews. If you want to save this result, simply click freeze. Okay, then click name. You can give it e.g. Engle and Granger cointegration result. Okay, maybe e.g. Engle and Granger cointegration result. Maybe e.g. then click OK to save. As you can see, it has been saved here in your result in case you want to use it going forward. Okay, so basically, this is how to perform Engle and Granger cointegration test using EViews. So the first thing you need to do is to conduct a regression or a static regression on your model, okay, by simply regressing the dependent variable on its constant and trend, and on its constant and independent variables. And from there, you generate the residual and test your residual using unit truth test, and ensure that it is stationary at levels. Once it is found to be stationary at levels, that means that is the residual. Once it's found to be stationary at levels, simply means there is a long-run equilibrium relationship between your dependent and independent variable. Okay. If this is your first time of coming to this channel to watch our video, kindly click the subscribe button to get more video updates on analysis. And if there's any question or comments or anything you want to suggest, kindly write it down on the comment section. And also kindly share this video to students or friends that may have need for them. Thank you for watching.